All right, it looks like I am live. Thank you so much for joining me. This is Tammy, and I am live on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. So I'm super excited to be here today. This is Tuesday's Healing Chats. This seems to be a really good time. I don't know for what reason, but right now I'm going to go with it. The time may change next month because next month I'll be doing a sister circle live on Tuesdays, and it's in Tacoma. So if you are in the Tacoma area and you'd like to join me in circle, I'm going to be doing sister circles live in Crescent Moon gift shop. It's a metaphysical store in Tacoma. And so I'll be doing live sister circles there. Now, if you're interested in virtual sister circles, I actually have one of those as well that I'm building back up, but it's on Meetup. So if you are on Meetup or if you want to get on Meetup, um, you can go, I think you can go to my link tree, which is in the link in my bio, and click on Meetup. I think it'll take you to it. If not, I'm going to fix it when I get off and make sure but I think it takes you directly to my Meetup. But my Meetup is sisters. I think it's Sisters in Circle Immersion Experience. Yeah, I think it's Sister Circle Immersion Experience. It's on Meetup. So I'm going to be doing some circles on there as well because that is my jam. I actually love helping women, especially come together. And I've made it my mission to help women to come together because one thing about it, if women will come together, we will rule the world. I mean, not that we already don't, we kind of really do, but we can move together in a different way if we will come together. And I'm talking about across all the diaspora. I'm talking about women in America, women in Africa, women in South America, women in Central America, women in Canada, women in the UK, women in Australia, women all over the world, women in the Middle East, women all over the world coming together. And so that is one of the things that I believe that I've been called to facilitate on this earth because I know that women are so much stronger together. And I know that men, regardless of whatever differences they have, they will come together against us if need be. It has happened for, I was going to say centuries, but probably really millennia that has happened. And so now it is time for women to rise and it's time for us to come together. And it's time for us to stop beating each other up and stop all this backbiting and all this stuff that women do. It's scandalous. Sometimes we need to learn from the men how to come together because they come together like no other. I've seen it with my own eyes. And so women, it's time for us to do the same. It's time for women to come together because if women had come together, a lot of things that have happened would not have happened because we would have been a united force. And so it's time for that. It's time for us to come together. It's time for us to join and be as one and stop all this, because here's the thing, y'all. Now, I was a nurse for over 30 years and in the medical field. And here's the thing. The thing is we can do this. We can come together. And here's the other part of that. We all bleed the same red blood. I hate to tell you, and I'm sure that, people are going to say whatever they're going to say, but I hate to tell you, but that's the truth. I've never seen any other color blood. Never. And like I said, I've been in the medical field for over 30 years. So I've seen a lot of blood. And it all looks the same. Your blood, my blood, and piece of that. If you need some blood, how are you going to know who the blood's coming from? You're not. You are not. You just need blood and you need whatever your type is. If you're A positive, A negative, whatever it is, or you could get the universal donor of O if you really just need some blood, and you can't access your type. But you don't know who the blood comes from. You don't know if the blood comes from a black person, a Latino person, an Asian person, a white person. You don't know who the blood comes from. You just know you need blood. And blood is the same. And so if blood is the same, then why are we harping on all the differences that we do? So my mission is to bring us together so we can stop all of that, so that we can stop all the stuff that's going on with women, all the fighting and all the, it's just terrible. And I'm tired of seeing it, and I'm sick of looking at it, and I don't want to talk about it anymore without doing something. So that's my way of bringing us together as sisters in circle. So if you're interested in that, you can, if you're watching on Facebook, you can comment, and YouTube, or you can comment. If you are watching on TikTok, you can send me a private message, because I think the comments go away from the live after it's recorded. But you can send me a private message, and say, hey, I'm interested in, what you're talking about, the sister circles thing, either virtually or in person, because I have two places that I'm doing it in person now. One is once a month here where I live at in Everett, which is about 30 minutes north of Seattle. So if you're in that area, that one happens on the fourth Sunday of the month right now. Let's see. Yeah. So it'll be next Sunday. Oh, so it'll be next Sunday. The fourth Sunday of the month, I'm at Everett doing Sister Circles, 1:00 p.m. I think 1 to 2. And then on Saturdays, the fourth Saturday, I am in Everett at Vision Quest Metaphysical Bookstore. We are I love it. I love it. And I'm doing readings. So if you want to come in and get a reading, if you live in that area and you're looking, show up and come and get a reading. So let's see. What was the other thing? Okay, and the sister circles in Tacoma are going to be at Crescent Moon gift shop, and it is on Tuesdays from 5 to 6:30. I also have a workshop coming up, Discovering You, talking about all of you, your archetypes, your what do you call those things? Your spiritual gifts. And we go into talking about affirmations and the proper way to do those. In this workshop, I'm going to be doing some exercises to help you to connect more with your spirit team, and also to help you to open up the gifts that you naturally possess, because we all naturally possess these gifts. So if these are things that you would like to have, and or you like to show up, the workshop is in person, and it's going to be in Tacoma, April the 8th. I think we're doing it from 2 to 4. Yeah, 2 to 4 is when we're doing it. So I'm super, super excited for that. Cannot wait. I'm hoping to, have a lot of people to show up so we can have a good time. I'm going to probably bring some snacks because it is a 2-hour workshop. But however, I'm super excited and grateful to be able to do it. So for those of you that don't know me, because I started just rambling in and got in on it, my name is Tammi Morrison. I'm a spiritual teacher, mentor, and an intuitive healer. And I love to use the gift of energy to help people to co-create healing, and to help you to shift those limiting beliefs that you have that typically are causing you to be sick, and causing you to be stressed, and causing you to feel stuck. All of those things. And so a lot of the tools that I use, I also align the chakras with each and every session that I do, because I believe that that is important. I think it's imperative for us to have our chakras aligned. And so I do that with each and every session that I do, whether it is in person or virtual, because I just started doing some in-person stuff, which I'm super excited about. A little nervous, but super excited, because I have done most of my work virtually. But it's an opportunity that I cannot turn down, and I'm super excited about it. And so, um, as an energy worker, and I have lots of different modalities that I use. I love color healing. That is something that is amazing to me, just to see how it works, and see how, it has worked for my clients has been amazing, but I use it actually for myself. And so that's how I know that it works. The color healing is amazing. And then I also use Reiki. I'm a Reiki master. I'm also a Kundalini Reiki master teacher. So I actually probably am qualified to teach that as well. I have not decided to do that at this time. I just kind of want to get the Kundalini Reiki part down, but I really truly love that. And quantum Reiki master I am. I love quantum Reiki as well. It is one of those things that, to me, it is one of the most powerful Reikis. It seems like each and every Reiki that I've learned is even more powerful than the other one. And so I use all of those tools. I'm a sacred soul alignment practitioner, which those are beautiful pockets of energy that we use in order to help to shift things inside of you. And so I do that. And I also do some shamanic practices that I was taught through the universe and from that I brought with me from past lives, because I've been a healer in at least 4 generations in this lifetime. And I'm from 4 generations of healers that I know of in this lifetime, but I've been a healer in many lifetimes. And so for me, each and every year, it's like I open up to more things that I know that I didn't know how I know them. Like I have not studied them in this lifetime. And these 50, almost 55 years of living that I've had in this lifetime, I've not studied a lot of the things that I now use and that I now practice with other people. And so that's one of the things that I wanted to share also today about is don't discount the things that you don't know where you know them from, because many times that is your claircognizance coming out, because claircognizance is one of the spiritual gifts that where you just know stuff. And there are a lot of people like that. They just know stuff. And people that know them know that they just know stuff, you know. So super, super excited about that, and wanted to also share that, one of the things that I've noticed in my healing practice is that a lot of people, what they really need, they a lot of times you don't know what you need. You don't know what you need. A lot of people come to me and they're like, oh, well, this is going on and that's going on and blah, blah, blah. But when I get down to it and I question them about what it is that they truly need or what is it that they truly desire, a lot of times we don't know. A lot of times we have no idea what it is that we truly desire and what we truly need. A lot of times we are just, at this place where we know something is wrong. Cage Pacheco, Cage Pacheco 445. I have that around my neck now. Okay, what do you have around your neck now? These, those. Oh, yeah. This one is a motivite, which I absolutely love the energy of it. The stone is beautiful, but I love the energy of it. And you know what this one is? It's a clear quartz, and it was actually a gift from the girl I bought the motivite from, and I thought that was amazing because I desired to have one, but I did not have one. So it was another, to me, it was another manifestation for me because I desired it. And that is one of the things that I speak in my affirmations is that I desire the things that I desire come to me, and so there have been times and I'm noticing that, sometimes the desires that I have, they'll just show up in my life, and it won't be something that I've even told anybody. A lot of times I wouldn't have even shared, that I wanted this thing because my husband, y'all, is so amazing, such an amazing man that if I desire it and it's in his power to get, he will get it. So I'm careful sometimes about things that I say out loud, with him, because sometimes I'm like, no, no, I don't want you to get that now, but he'll find a way to get it, whatever it is. And I'm so grateful for that because I didn't, have that experience the first time that I was married. And this husband is amazing and, the best ever is what I say. So I feel like, God saved the best for last for me, and I think he feels the same way. And I'm that way too though. If I heard him say something that he wants or something he desires, if I can get it, it's within my power to do so, I do so. So so we're alike in that area. Hey, thank you so much for joining, Tracy. Yes, I appreciate it, girl. Yes. Um, but anyway, I'm just so grateful, for being able to do this work, and to be able to, share the things that God gives me to share, and to be able to do it on this scale, because I know that this is something that is in my heart's desire to do. But to be honest with you, I ran from it for decades, y'all, decades. Did you hear me? Decades. I ran. I said, nope, not doing it. Not me. Get somebody else to do it. What's the TikTok? Get somebody else to do it. Let somebody else do it. you know? And that was kind of really how I felt. I was like, get somebody else to do it. No, I'm not doing it. Because I saw, my grandmother and how people came to her. But the thing is she didn't have boundaries. And I think at that time she didn't know that she needed them, but she did. She needed boundaries. And a lot of times the boundary was me, because I would just block people. No, you can't talk to her right now. She's resting. She needs to rest, things like that. And so anyway, so I said, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not doing it. Not doing it. Ain't doing it. No, not going to do it. And so when I heard the call of God, calling me to this place, I was like, I thought we had this conversation, God. I don't want to do this, because you know what? People get, all kinds of stuff. And so I'm like, no, nobody got time for that. No, I'm not doing that. So I wasn't interested. So I said, I'm not going in that direction. I'm not doing it. Y'all ever had that happen to y'all? Where you're called to do something, but you just don't desire to do it, or you don't want to. And the thing is the reasons I didn't desire it, that was the thing. I didn't desire it because I like my space. I'm one of these people that, I like to be alone at times. There are times when I like to be in my own company. I don't have to be around a lot of people all the time. That's not even me. I personally don't like it, and so I know that, and I know about myself and the boundaries that I like to have around me, you know what I mean, and my time and stuff like that. And I just felt like, I watched my grandmother, and I felt like she just, always gave up. Exactly, Tracy. Tracy said, oh, yeah, but his will to be done. Exactly. Exactly. That's why I'm sitting here before you right now, sharing this story with you, because it was like, I don't want to do it, But then my grandmother, and she was, if y'all don't know, if y'all hadn't watched me enough, she was a pastor, preacher, teacher, evangelist, prophetess type. And so she had many, many gifts. And so she would talk to me and all this kind of stuff, and be like, blah, blah, blah. And she imparted a lot of things into me. She put a lot of things into me. I didn't even realize how much until just here in the last few years. Hey, Melissa, thank you for joining. And I know you can relate. But you're in this space, and you're like, okay, I know I'm supposed to be doing this, blah, blah, blah. But I don't really want to do it because of this. And so I had all these reasons. Why I didn't want to do this thing. I mean, I had reasons, y'all. I had a whole list of them. I was like, okay. And so when she came to me in a vision, one day, just about a month ago or so, I think it was this year, she came to me and she said, I'm abundant. I was abundant. She said, and you are abundant as well. And she told me, she broke it down to me, and she told me that, I was supposed to get out here, and I was supposed to continue her legacy, because she was a healer, y'all. I mean, and I didn't even realize how many people she worked with that I knew, that I didn't know she had worked with them. You know what I mean? Like, she was a spiritual advisor to so many people, and I had no idea until later. that was the case. Even though I saw a lot of people, because I was young and I lived with her for a time, and I saw a lot of people come through the house and stuff like that. And they would come and they would sit in the living room with her. And of course, we would go wherever in the other room or whatever, so she could have that space and that privacy with them. And I saw a lot of people come through, but I didn't know, what it was about, because I was really young. And so, but later on, I realized, the impact that she made. And so I know that when she came to me and she shared that with me, and she told me that she was abundant because everything that she ever desired, she had. Everything that she desired, and she desired a thing, she would have it. And I realized that that is a legacy that I have, in addition to the fact that she could garden, which is something I have wanted to do. Y'all, I have coveted it for so long, and I thought I might have mastered it with this last plant, but y'all, I don't know. Because the thing is brown, but it seems to be growing. So I don't know if it's supposed to be brown. I'm going to look it up. I meant to look it up and see, because my son actually sent it to me. And so I thought, whoa. And I thought to myself, when he sent it, I thought, Lord Jesus, does he not know his mama? then I thought again, and I said, you know what? Yeah, he does. I said, one thing about that child, he's very gifted as well. And so he knows, and I was like, okay, so he knows, and so I thought maybe it was something that, Tracy said she's a plant killer. Me too. Girl, I killed a cactus, y'all. I killed a cactus. I killed an aloe plant. Y'all, do y'all know how hard it is to kill a cactus and aloe? Well, this girl did it. I accomplished that. I killed the aloe plant and I killed the cactus. And so after that, I really wasn't trying to even do plants, because I was like, maybe that's just not something I can do. But I know it's in my genes, it's in my DNA, y'all. Because my grandmother could grow any fucking thing, and then she would go out and get stuff out the garden and shit and boil stuff and make potions and things for us. So, we were never sick or anything like that. And she knew, how to do that. And I was like, so if she did, then I know I do. So I'm tapping in, y'all. That's what I'm doing. And I want to encourage y'all, if y'all are plant killers and people in your lineage have been plant lovers and they could grow and all that stuff, then I'm encouraging y'all to tap into it too. Tracy said, me too. It skipped me, but my daughter can grow. That's weird, right? My grandmother could grow. My mother could grow. I think all of my aunts could grow. My grandma's sisters, and even some of my mother's sisters, could grow. But I thought it skipped me too. Yeah, Tracy said her daughter got it. Mine too. My daughter can grow. So I was like, so if they can do it, I can do it. I'm not giving up on it. Especially since I'm moving out on my land, and I had already decided I'm going to have a little garden. But I have a good friend. She's going to help me. She has her own greenhouse and garden and all this shit. So she said she'd come and help. So I'm good. And my husband actually can grow as well, I think. But I didn't get it. But I love plants, and I have roses like all over. I actually have dried probably, I think about 3 bouquets of roses I have in my house. They're dried. And I want to do something with them, but I haven't really anything. Thank you on TikTok for the likes. I haven't really done anything with with them. You know what I mean? I haven't really done anything with the dried ones. I have put them up before I moved. When I was in Tucson, I had put them up different places on the wall, like between pictures or around pictures and different things. And it was really cute how I did it. I'm not really that type of person. But I did try, and I started kind of working on it, but I love roses. And my husband is really good about getting me roses, like usually every week or sometime every 2 weeks, it depends. Like weeks we run. I don't even expect it, but every now and again he'll gets to go pick some up, or he'll order some and they'll come in the order or whatever. And I love that. So I just decided too that I was like, it's in my genes, it's in my DNA. I can do flowers. I can do them. I can do plants. And I have 2 little friends that live in my complex. Both of them are like 30 in their early 30s, and they can both grow. And I was like, that's not fair, God. That's not right. But both of them, they got all kinds of little plants, and one of them is growing like tomatoes in a pot and strawberries in a pot, and all these things. And I was like, I would love to do that, but can I do it? Because I'm like, I'm tired of killing plants. But I did have that conversation with God. I was like, I know this is in my DNA. So if it's in my DNA, that means that I can do it. That means that I do have the capacity, right? So so I'm gonna roll with it. And one day I'm gonna come on here and I'm gonna show y'all my little plants that are growing. And if this one survives, once I look it up and see, because maybe it's supposed to be brown, I don't know, but it's like a bonsai or whatever. And I think maybe it's supposed to be brown, but I'm not real sure. So I'm like, okay, no worries. So I'm gonna look it up, but it seems to be growing. That's the thing, because it looks like I'm gonna have to repot it, which I've already repotted it once. And I was kind of proud of myself that I did that. Tracy said faux plants. I did have some of those too. But let me show y'all one of my roses that I. So this is one that I dried. It's a dried one. See here? Now that I can do, and I know how to put the hairspray on them to set them. So you can put the hairspray on them to set them and all that stuff, which I didn't do with any of those. They just dried and I just left them. Thank you for the roses. I just left them. They just dried and I left them, and I was like, okay, it's okay. It's all right. But one of the things that I know, that as we grow in our lives and as we start to move into phases where we desire to be healed, right? Tracy said I can do those, but not keeping them alive. Right. I mean, they stay alive as long as they stay alive, and then I let them dry because I love them, and it's something about them. And y'all know what? I lived in a house where I manifested roses. So I had rose bushes at this house. It was so amazing. It saved us a ton because I would just go outside and cut roses out, and I put them everywhere in the house, like in each bathroom. I put them in the kitchen. Roses were all over, because I don't know if y'all realize, but rose oil has the highest hertz of any essential oil, of any oil, of anything. Rose. So roses are amazing. I think before I even knew that, I loved roses, and I love to put them like all over the house. So if I had, like, when we had our bushes, I would just go outside and cut some and put some in every room. It was just amazing. I loved it. I loved it. And I kind of missed that, but I realized also too that was another one of those beautiful manifestation things that I needed to see. That I manifested those roses because I loved roses. I mean, rose bushes, because I love roses so much. And we stayed in that house, I think, about 3 years. So it was great. So I had a chance to, cut the roses and put them up and everything. And then I dried a whole bunch of them and all that. Thank you so much for the rose. And I thank y'all for the lights. But yeah, just having a chance to, you know, to stop and smell the roses, for one thing. And I think that's a part of it for me, with me being able to grow the roses and grow the flowers and stuff. It's just stopping and just being. And so I believe that probably as I make the shifts in my life that I'm making, where I'm not doing so hard, but I'm more being and stepping into that place of really connecting with spirit and getting to this spot that you see yourself in, where you're just connected, and where things just happen for you, and where you just begin to desire things. And one of the places that I said that I had to get to, and I know that I did, and I felt it in my spirit and my being, is that I desire, and this is what I say about myself, that I am a walking prayer. And so that means that everywhere I go, I am a prayer. I'm a gift. I'm an angel for somebody and something and some space. Sometimes it's even the place, because I recognize that as I go to different places, I bring the light. And it's not just me, y'all. I'm not just talking about me, it's all of y'all. Everywhere that you go, you bring God with you. You bring light. You bring the source. You bring those things. So if it's something that you're looking for, then you need to be it. Because you know what it is who we be, is who we are. It's who we be. So if you are looking for the light and you want the light and you're for God, then you be God. You be the light. You be the source. So you bring those things everywhere that you go. And so that is one of the things that I say about myself, is that I am a walking prayer. I'm a walking prayer. Because I think about when that scripture in the Bible that says, when you see Jesus, you see me. So when you see me, what do you see? Many times when people see me, they see themselves. They see some version of themselves. Not that I am them, but it's what they see. It's what your reflection sees. It's what your perspective is, what your perception is. So, I think about life as a journey, and I think about this life that I'm in as a journey. I really truly do. And it wasn't until just recently, like in the last, I would say 6 months, that I began to see that life is a journey. And it's not what it is what you make it. So you can decide that, hey, this is what I'm going to do. Or you can decide that, I've been dealing with this, whatever this anxiety, this depression, you know, these emotional outbursts, whatever it is that you have been dealing with, you can decide that, hey, I've been dealing with this all this time, but I'm going to get some help now. I'm going to go see somebody. I'm going to go talk to somebody. I'm going to get another perspective on the matter. You can make those decisions, and then you can actually open the door to shift. And so what I'm learning as I work with people is that a lot of times they have to open the door to shifts. They have to open the door to wanting better, wanting different, wanting more. They have to open the door to deciding to shift those limiting beliefs, shift that BS, those belief systems. Thought I was going to say something else, right? So you have to decide, are you going to shift that BS, the belief systems, or are you going to stay where you are? Are you going to keep complaining and bitching and moaning about it? Are you going to do something about it? You understand what I'm saying? It's really just a matter of you shifting your perspective, you changing your perception, and doing what it is that you feel called to do, so that you can be who it is you feel like you're called to be. It's really that simple. It seems like it is complicated, it seems difficult, but it's not. It is so easy to do that. Now, is it overnight? It can be. Do you believe it can be overnight? That's really what it boils down to. Because to be honest with you, you are basically the sum of whatever it is that you believe about yourself. So when you begin to shift those beliefs, and you begin to, and a lot of times you can shift them by just saying. People are talking about affirmations all the time. They don't work. They don't work. They do work, but they work in a particular way, and they don't work if you say, oh, I'm going to have a new car or whatever. No, affirmations work from the point of you already having the thing that you say you desire. So you already have your new car, and you have to put yourself in that new car and have driven that new car and have smelled the new car. Now, you understand what I'm saying? As many emotions and as many senses you can get involved in it, that will help so much. Thank you so much, Tracy, for joining me. Enjoy the rest of your day, girl. But you have to just get in that place where you're there. And I talk about my spa pool. So I'm going to share that. So I talk about my spa pool. I talk about this all the time because y'all know what? I love the pool. I love water. I'm a Scorpio sun and a Pisces moon, so I am a water girl. So I love water. Matter of fact, when I get off of here, that's where I'm going because it's still sun shining and I want to go see some water. So, anywho, we are in this space of running these affirmations, and people talk, oh, I don't like affirmations. They don't work. They don't work. They don't work. Well, they don't work because you're not working them right. You're not doing the things that you need to do in order because affirmations are shifting your belief system. So I'm going to talk about my spa pool. That's what I was remembering. So I have I bought me some land. We bought some land, my husband and I. We bought some property, and we're preparing to put us a home on it, to build us a home on it. And so I have I went to the spa pool at this hotel in Oregon, which was amazing. If you are in Oregon or you're going to Oregon or you want to try this hotel, it's called the Inn at Nye Beach. And it was amazing. They had this spa pool, which was so beautiful. It was like a hot tub and a pool combined. And I thought, this is heavenly. That is what I thought when I was in it. And so what I did was I put that spa pool at my house. Now, mind you, I have already done the research. I already know how much it costs. The spa pool can cost anywhere from $15,000 to $50,000. I already know how much it costs. I already checked out where I can get it from. So I didn't just start putting myself in that place. Oh, you are so welcome. Thank you for joining me. Care Eastwood. Eastwood. Thank you for joining me in that. I love those kind words. Thank you. But I put myself in that place. So I put myself every single day, y'all. I put myself in my spa pool and I talk about how magical it feels to be in that place, in that space. So when I say my affirmations, I say, oh my God, I love my spa pool. It feels wonderful. And I literally can feel how wonderful it feels on my skin when I say that. And so I say, it feels wonderful. I just love being in it because I get in it to do my meditation. I get in it to connect to the Holy Spirit. I get in it to connect to my spirit team, my angels, my guides, my higher self. I get in it to connect to my man, Jesus. So I say these things in my affirmations. And as I'm saying it, I don't know if you can see the look on my face is so excited. I absolutely love it. I love it. Just to get a chance to experience that. So now you see, I have experienced that. If you're listening to me, you heard it. And so you feel it and you love my spa pool, even though in actuality, in reality, is not built yet. But do you see how I took you there and how you experienced it just like I do? So like every day I get in my spa pool and sometimes I get in my tub, my bathtub, and I imagine myself in my spa pool, like to be there at that moment because I love a hot bath. And so I imagine myself to be in that spa pool. I imagine myself to be there, super excited and super grateful for the opportunity to be there, and it just, oh my God. It's so exciting. So when you begin to create affirmations like that, okay, I'm going to give you another one. I am so grateful and I love my new home. Now, I just told you that we bought the land. We already purchased the land, but now we're working on having the home built and, put on the land. But I just told you how much I love my new home. I love all the cabinet space that it has. I love the ceiling fans. and the floors that are not carpet. I love all of those things. I love all the closet space. I love that big, beautiful closet. I love that big tub and the separate shower that's in the bathroom. I love the double sink. So my husband has his side and I have mine. I love all of that in my new home. Lord Jesus is so beautiful. I can see the grays in my kitchen because I love that gray look in the kitchen. I can see the window that opens so that there's a window to the outside in the kitchen because I love windows to the outside in the kitchen. I can see my wonderful living room, and then my family room on the other side so that when children come, they can be in a place and the adults can be in another place if we need to. I love that about my new home. It's so beautiful. So beautiful. And I love the peace that it provides because peace is priceless. And that's the only place I'm going. That's the only place I'm going to live is in peace. And so I love the peace that it provides. I love the fact that I don't hear no gunshot wounds. I mean, I don't hear no gunshots. I don't hear sirens all the time. I love that. You see what I'm saying? So I put myself in that place where I have this new home. I already have it. To hear me talking about it, you would think that I have already slept in it because I have. I have slept in it in my mind. I took myself there. I slept in it. I said, you know what? I love this house in this beautiful big bedroom. So many different things. And so, when I think about that, it's like, wow, wow. And so I'm sharing that so that you can hear me and hear what it is that you desire. So if you are desiring to have a car, say you want to have a certain car, you decided that you want a BMW or you want to like I like the BMW 6 Series. That's my car. That's the one that I have. And so if you say that, you want a Mercedes or you want a Jaguar or you want a Mustang or a Corvette or whatever it is that you desire that you feel like might be outside of the realm of what you can do or what you can have, then put yourself in it. Go online and pull up different colors of the car and see what color you want. Put yourself in it. Print off a picture if you can, or even take a picture of a car that you desire and put it on your screensaver. Put it in front of your face so that you can see it and then speak it. Hey, I love this car. So beautiful. I love the way I can go from 0 to 200 in 10 seconds. Oh, that was me. So, just pull out some things that you like about it and then put yourself, close your eyes, connect with the breath, and then put yourself in that car. So right now, put yourself, like right now, I just put myself in my purple BMW 6 Series because that is what I want. I already seen the color. I already found it. I see how I can order it, all of that stuff. And so now I'm putting myself in that car and I can actually feel myself driving the car. I can feel myself driving it. Do you feel how that feels? Do you feel how expansive that can be? Do you feel that? Oh my God, it's just so amazing when you think about that. So amazing. So amazing when you put yourself in that place of having the thing. And y'all know what? It don't take long because what happens is by the time you get yourself together where you can feel, see, or imagine, and you can actually, you've got yourself to this place, then all of a sudden you look up and there will be in your awareness It'll be in your awareness. Because one of the things that I decided, and this is an intention that I set, and I set this intention that everything that I do in my life, I expect it to be easy. I expect everything that I do in my life to be easy. That's what I expect. And that's including anything that I have to purchase, anything that I have to buy, anything. And when I did that, then when my car died, my engine died in my car. Um, my engine died in my car, y'all. I had set that intention that everything in my life was supposed to be easy. And so when the people called us and told us that the engine had, was blown, blah, 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 whatever, I said to my husband and myself, I said, she's going to call us back, because I decided to use one of Neville Goddard's techniques of revision. And so I revised that whole conversation. I said, when she calls back, she's going to say that we're going to fix this car at no cost to you. Because I have had my car for 10 years. And as a friend of mine would say, true story. 10 years I've had this car. I think 11 years this year. Yeah, it'll be 11 years in May that I had this car. And so the car's paid off. I bought it brand new. Um, I never really put no whole bunch of money into it. It actually has been an amazing car. I think the most I spent on like repairs was maybe like $2,000, and that wasn't even all at once. Like I think something was like 1,000 and something else was 800 or 900 or whatever. But that was it. And except oil changes, tune ups, that kind of stuff. But I have not spent a lot of money on this car. And so I was like, no, it's still got to keep going, because it's paid for. So when they called us and they told us that, I immediately revised it. I didn't even think anything. That was the thing that I want to recreate in my life, that I'm recreating, is I didn't even think anything. All I thought was, they're going to fix this car. They're going to fix this car, and she's going to call back and say it's at no cost to you. So when we got that car, the only thing we had to do was, I think we had to get a new battery because the battery had died. That was the only thing we had to pay for. But they put a brand new engine in my car, in my Kia. So I still have it. It still rides like it actually rides better. It's like a dream. And it was wild, because we actually kept saying it seemed like it was losing power, and my husband kept saying it, and then I said it, because we drive, we have a couple of cars and we drive both of them. We kind of alternate. So my husband like alternates one that he takes, because he drives a pretty far distance. So we're not killing any, one car. We alternate. He drives back and forth and stuff. And so anyway, I was like, okay, this is the place that I desire to get to, because that was a desire of mine, not to have another freaking car note, because we have one. We had to get one last year, and that was even a blessing the way that went down, because I said the same thing. I said, we're going to go and get this car. It's going to be easy. We're not going to have no bunch of drama. It's not going to be stressful. It's going to be easy. And guess what? It was. Those people sent us home with that car with bad credit and no money. But it worked out, just because we knew that it would. Because I had set intentions and made up in my mind that it's time for my life to be easy. And it's time for the things that I desire to come to pass, just because I desire them. But those are intentions that I started setting. And so as I started creating my affirmations, that tells me that I am limitless, that I have a lavish, steady income, all of these things that I have decided that is my reality and are the things that I'm going to say. And so as you look at yourself and look at the things that you desire, look at your reality and look at the things that you want to say about yourself and to yourself. So now one of the other things that I suggest that people do is mirror work. So do mirror work. And I'm going to go a little far with it, but do mirror work naked. Do it naked in the mirror, looking at every inch of you, and begin to love on it. Love on it. It might take time. It might not be immediate. It might be something because, a lot of times we are not taught to love on ourselves in this way. But I'm telling you to look yourself in the mirror and love on you. Take off all of your stuff, all of your things that are doing you. Take off your hair, take off your earrings, take off your necklaces, take off your rings, take off everything, and just look in the mirror and tell yourself, I love you. For me, I say, Tammy, I love you. I love you. When I first started doing it, I had to say, I really love you because I don't think I believed myself that I loved me because I wasn't treating myself kind and in a way that someone who loves someone would treat them. Did you get that? I wasn't treating myself kindly and in the way that someone who loves themselves would treat themselves. And so I had to do that. And so I started really, really working on that and telling myself how much I loved every inch of me. Like I love me some me. I love everything about me. I love my hair. I love my eyes. I love my breasts. I love my booty. I love my pouch in my stomach. I love my thighs. I love my knees, my hands, my feet, my hips. I don't really have any hips, but I love the ones that I have. And so when you begin to get to that place where you can tell yourself in the mirror naked that I love you, and then you start saying other beautiful things about yourself, love each and every part of you, love even your crazy emotions, love the part of you that you feel like is schizophrenia. Love the part of you that is bipolar. Because the news flash about that is, y'all, we are all bipolar because nobody stays the same all the time. Now it depends on the degree, whether you need some medicine or you need some therapy or you need both, but we're all bipolar because we are not all the same. There's no way that we can all stay the same all the time. You just can't do it. We're human. You have emotions, things move you, and a lot of times the more work we do on ourselves, the less things move us, but still things move us, so you have to give yourself grace in that area and know that, it's nothing unusual. uh, but definitely begin to speak to yourself, begin to say nice things to you. We're all taught to forgive other people and all this kind of stuff. And yes, you should. You should always forgive. But the main person that you gotta forgive is you. You gotta forgive you. You gotta love some you. You gotta love you. Because here's the thing, y'all. If you don't love you, you cannot love anybody else. You can't. You can do a superficial type of thing, but you can't really love anybody else if you don't love yourself. And Whitney Houston said it, the greatest love of all is happening to me. She said it. And when she sang that part, I found the greatest love of all inside of me. That hit me so hard, y'all, even way back then, because I was young when I first heard that. But that hit me so hard, and I still think about that today. And even when I work with clients, that is one of the things that I work with them on is loving themselves and finding the greatest love of all. Because the greatest love of all is inside us. And to be honest with you, so many things happen, you know, in our lives, and we have to decide that we're going to continue to love, that we're not gonna, we're not gonna be filled with hate. We're not gonna open the door to cancer and um, autoimmune conditions and diabetes and all of these conditions and these things that really have to do with love. loving yourself. Now, I've been studying a lot with Louise Hay, and she talks a lot about how love is the answer and love is the key. Love, self love, love of other people, and so many other different types. Because the thing is if you don't love yourself, you cannot love anyone else. Therese Boston said, yes, agreed. Absolutely. Absolutely. Love is the principal thing. The Bible talks about that as well. Love is the principal thing. Now, many times, so many people get away from love. How you doing, Melam Chiba? Good evening. It's evening. Good evening. So good to see you. Thank y'all for the likes. But love is the principal thing. If you don't love yourself, how can you love anybody else? And the thing about love too is love opens doors. And I don't know about y'all, but sometimes that's what people are looking for. That's all they want, is to know that they are loved or to feel the love. That's what people are looking for. I find it so often. I have had sessions with people that was the only thing we dealt with, was the fact that they could not love themselves. That was the only thing. And we actually I ran energy around that, ran alignments around that, and spoke words to my client to help them to process that so that they could continue, to feel that love. Because many times it's because we don't feel the love. We don't feel the love. Or, this is a big one, we don't get the love from the people that we think we should get the love from. We don't get the love from there. All of a sudden, there's this guy or there's this girl, and you love them and you want them to love you back, but they're not loving you back. You know what I mean? And then you start feeling like you're not lovable, but it doesn't have anything to do with that. Many times they're not loving you back because you're not loving yourself. And then the other thing is too, y'all, you have to teach people how to love you. We have to teach people how to love us. And the way that we teach people how to love us is by showing them how we love ourselves. When I met my husband, I was already beautiful and I knew that I was beautiful. I don't have a problem with that because I had done that work. I had done that mirror work. I had done that shadow work and started entreating those parts of me that were ugly, I thought. And I started integrating them into all of who I was. And I started really working on the love piece and the mirror work and actually showing myself love, doing things that made me know that I loved me. Like if I wanted to go out and have some dinner, I went out and had dinner, sometimes by myself. Sometimes I didn't even have a date, and that was okay with me. There was a time period where I needed to be with me and I needed to show myself love. What's her name? Cece Peniston said, "You got to show me love." But I had to show myself love. I had to go do things that I enjoy. Like I like sports. Like it's March Madness. I would go out, go to the sports bar and watch March Madness, get me something to eat, get me a glass of wine or, some beer or whatever I was drinking at that time, and watch March Madness sports. Take myself out. It would just be me. And sometimes I would get annoyed when people would bother me because, you're by yourself. Usually some man come up or even some woman come up and, oh, you drinking you by yourself, you want some company. No, I don't. That's why I'm by myself. But, the more you do that, the more you begin to do that and show yourself love, the more things will open up for you in your life. I'm a living witness. I am a living witness. Yes, 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 yes. Therese said, amen. I watched the relationship that my husband had with his mom so much. Yes, that's exactly the same, girl. That's exactly the same. My husband with his mom, we just lost her in October. She transitioned. But I saw that too. The relationship that, he loved that woman to pieces. And she was such a beautiful woman. And the thing that about her, she had 11 kids, y'all. So I fell in love with her just by meeting her and seeing, that, because to me, a woman that has 11 kids and no doubles and all vaginal births, oh my God. To me, that is a real one. But I was super excited, just to see that, how he loved and cared for her, even to the end. Like I said, we went down there a few months. She was in Mississippi. And so we went down there about 6 months, I guess, before she passed. And then I think about the year before, in the middle of the pandemonium, we went down there to check on her because something was going on. And so we took her out, and everything. And she had dementia. So it was hilarious. So I'm gonna share this story with y'all, then I'm gonna go. But it was so funny. Therese brought it up. So blame her. But it was so amazing how we went down there and we hadn't seen her in a few years. We hadn't seen her in a few years. So we were like, okay, we need to go check on mama. She was having what is it, radiation, because she had cancer in her mouth. And so they were doing radiation. And so we the place was like, because it was still pandemonium time, so they were still going through, can't see people, all this kind of stupid stuff. But we were like, and my husband was like, well, I said, no, you don't have to worry about that. I said, because I know what to say, and I'm going to talk to them because I work in those places, so I know how they do. And I said, I'm going to talk to them. I said, we're going to see her. I said, because we came down here from Washington State, and this is Mississippi, so we've come several thousand miles, and we will see her. So that was kind of how it had to work. Oh, awesome, Melissa. Thank you for joining. And don't let them work you too hard. So anyway, I we went down there and they said, oh, well, you guys can take her to radiation. We said, okay. So we came to pick her up, and so we get her, and I get in the back seat and let her sit in the front and put her in the car with my husband. And so we're in the car, and so my husband goes, Mom, you know who I am? And she said, no. Just like that, y'all. It was so funny. So I'm in the back. So I come up in the middle and I look at her in the face like this, and I say, so should we be worried? And she just started giggling. I said, should we be worried that you're gonna get in the car with any kind of stranger? I said, the stranger danger not mean anything to you? And y'all, she laughed so hard. It was so funny. I was halfway serious, but it was so funny. And she laughed so hard. She just giggled, but it was funny. So we took her out and, got her some lunch and, took her to the lake and just spent some time with her and stuff like that. And, did some things probably that other people hadn't done, and he got a chance to have, some conversation and everything. So it was really, really awesome, that. But I shared that because I thought that was just amazing. Therese was talking about, the relationship with her husband and his mom. And that was one of the things that impressed me too about my husband, because I have, he's my second husband. So my first husband was way different. And even his relationship with his mom was way different. But this one, it was just amazing. And so I thought that was like great, you know what I mean? But getting back to the affirmations and the healing. So as you begin to look at your life, because I would encourage you to look at your life and look and see what it is that you desire. What do you want out of life? What is it? Regardless of how old you are, don't look at that, because that doesn't make a difference. Doesn't make a difference. A lot of people are telling us age is nothing but a number. Cher says age is nothing but a number. So you want to definitely look at your life and look at what it is that you desire. Because whatever it is, if you desire it, you can have it. You just have to decide in your mind that you want it. Decide in your mind that you are worth it. That what you desires, you can have. What you desires you. And then you have to get rid of the blocks that are in the middle of, not allowing you. Just taking those away. So y'all know that I do energy, so that's what I'm doing right now. So taking away those blocks, taking them away, removing them out of your life so that you can do, be, and have all the things that you desire. And I'm not even talking about y'all just material either. Material is something because, we all need that. I don't care what nobody says. We still all need things. We still all need things. So, but I'm also talking about, yes, Victoria said love, wealth, and happiness. Yes, all those things, and also connection. Because for me, connection is important. Being connected to God, to my source, to my spirit team, those are important to me. So those are things that I desired as well. And those are things that I set intentions to have as well. Because I believe that if we have a supreme connection to our source, then we have everything that we desire. Yes, for sure. Definitely God and health. Yes. And I'm not going to get bogged down in what your name is for the divine, because it depends on where I am, when you see me, how I feel. I'll call the divine, I'll call him God, I'll call him source, I call the universe. Whatever you decide is a name that you're comfortable with, is what I say. Because I'm going to share with y'all a joke my grandmother said one day. So my grandmother was talking to this person that was Jehovah's Witness. And she said to that person, they were saying, well, people don't even know God's name, Jehovah. And so my grandmother said, well, and she was soft-spoken, just like me. I am her legacy. She said, your name is Robert, right? He said, yes. She said, so if I call you Robert, will you answer? He said, yes. And then she said, your middle name's Elliot, right? He said, yes. She said, if I call you Elliot, will you answer? He said, yes. And she said, your last name is Mr. Blah, blah, blah. And he said, yes. And she said, well, if I call you Mr. Blah, 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 will you answer? He said, yes. And she said, see, that's the same way God is. If you know God, it doesn't matter what you call him, her, them. They're going to answer. They're going to answer. And that is like the most amazing thing. I remember that I was like a teenager when that happened, but I remember it so clearly. Even to this day, it was like, wow, okay, yeah. Because if you think about it, God is called by so many names, and my favorite one is I am. So I think about that when I say my affirmations, because think about that. If you say I am and you say something negative, then you are taking the Lord's name in vain, right? You say I am and you say something negative behind it, then you are taking the Lord's name in vain. But if you say I am and you're saying something positive, woo-wee, you are speaking life, speaking life. So you say, I am happy. I am healthy. I am wealthy. I am abundant. But if you say some other things, then you are taking the Lord's name in vain. I was so amazed when I heard that, y'all. I was like, that makes sense. That makes sense. And they never described it like that when I went to church. They never described it like that. And I'm not church bashing, y'all. I'm not church bashing. I still go occasionally if somebody invites me. Because I'm not where I'm from, so I don't have like that type of network. But yeah, so I'm not for bashing church. I'm talking really about religion and how limiting that can be, and how it shuts people's minds down. And when I think about it now, I almost think that most of them are cults. Because it shuts your mind down, and people want to just be around those people that are in that particular religion, that particular cult. And to me, something not right about that. I just don't think that's right. I think there's just something not right about that. And so anyway, but I wasn't even talking about that. I was talking about proper way to do your affirmations in a way where they speak to you and they speak for you. And they're saying, and not I'm going to have, that's not proper way to do it. You want to not do that. You want to, if you have written those, you want to scratch those out and rewrite. Take it off. Affirmations are in the here and in the now. What do you desire right now? What is it that you want right now? Right now. Because y'all know that there's not really anything such as time. Time is one of those vibrations that really doesn't compute. Because if you think about it, I'm talking right now, but in 5 seconds or in 1 second, it won't be right now. You understand what I mean? It's like, once you get to that place of, as you are present in the now, right now. Okay, you're present right now. But in one more second, that's not that now. It's another now. You see what I mean? And I know that it sounds really crazy, and sometimes I feel crazy even saying it, but I know that it's true. I know that it's true. And so, anyway, Lord, I've been on here over an hour. I did not plan to be on here that long. But thank you for joining me here. I would love it if you would join my, let me see if I can pull up the meetup. I would love it if y'all would join my meetup. Ladies, sisters, it's for women. What the world? You know. I'm seeing if I can pull it up right now, y'all, because I have a meetup. How can my battery be running low and it's plugged in? Okay, I'm gonna call these people. Okay, let's see if I can find it. Meetup. Okay, hold on, y'all. Hold on. Wait a minute. I was gonna put my meetup on. No, not started group. I already have a group. Okay, hold on. Let's see if it'll log in. Okay. All right. I'm going to put my. Let me see if I can share it. Okay, I got it. All right, I'm going to share it on Facebook in the comments, and I will put it. If you're watching on YouTube, I'll put it on YouTube. I will probably put it in the bio on TikTok for a little while because I'm looking for people to join. It's virtual, so there'll be virtual sister circles. It's called the Sisters in Circle Immersion Experience. Now, I do them live in person here where I live at in Washington. So I have 2 spots in Washington that I do live Sisters in Circle immersion experiences. One is in Tacoma at the Crystal Moon shop, and the other one is at in Everett at Vision Quest at a physical bookstore. So that one will happen next Sunday, actually. Yeah, next Sunday. Next Sunday, it will happen at Vision Quest at 1 o'clock from 1 to 2 p.m. in Everett, Washington, which is about 30 minutes north of Seattle. So if you are in that area and you want to come, you can also go on the Vision Quest website to sign up. And also, like I said, Crystal Moon is starting in April. So the first Tuesday in April is going to be on Tuesdays from 5:30 to 6:30. Super excited about that. This will be the first time that I'll be doing that on there. But the Immersion Sisters in Circle, I'm going to start doing some virtual circles on there. I did one before, like it was a while ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. And I did one. 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 I did like a year ago or something. I didn't get a lot of response, so it was kind of like, I don't know. It was one person in the circle that one day I did it, so I'm going to definitely start doing some more of that, just because I like doing them in person, but I don't mind to do them virtually. I had to kind of get that in my mind because I actually started doing the circles in person when I was lived in Tucson, and so it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. Those were a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. It was really good. I did those in Tucson. Excuse me. Um, so anyway, super, super excited for that. And also I have my 6-week program that I would love it if you would like to join that. It's going to start in April. Yeah, we're going to start at the end of April. It's going to be 6 weeks. We'll start at the end of April. Probably, I'm kicking around to see what day we're going to do it. Thinking either, I was going to say maybe Thursdays would be a better day. But I'm looking to see what day we're going to do it, because what it's going to be is 6 weeks of weekly sessions. It's a group program. I am excited about it. Let me share a little bit about